All right, what's up, everybody? Petman Matt Morrow, Charlotte Football Insiders. Welcome to Season 2 of Football Focus Weekly. We did have a lot of little things kind of geared up with a new video and new music and all that. But, given the events of today, it's not really the time nor the place to kind of let that stuff come out. I'll do that probably next week. Um, but I got a lot, on my mind. And, we got our other people in the background. Coach Billups back in the studio, and then the Queen Cherie will be joining us, and then producer Brandon will be joining us as well here in just a minute. Um, but with everything that's going on today, um, I'm gonna take a few minutes to say a couple things. Um, I know a lot of us, and I know we have a very diverse crowd, but I'm gonna speak as a black man here. A lot of us as black people are really struggling, with today's events. And I'm going to be very candid about this. I tried to talk about this earlier with, some other people, and I found myself getting really upset. And the reason why I'm so upset is because my dad in the 60s went to North Carolina A&T and fought for civil rights among some people like Jesse Jackson, for example. The events of today would make him turn over in his grave. Everything he stood for, everything he fought for, it just kind of got flipped upside down by a world and a society that just doesn't value the right thing, in my opinion, anymore. We are spurned on by a leader as a president that has completely divided this country with his words and his rhetoric. And I try not to get political very often, but I'm sorry. This is a sorry excuse for a leader. Now, I'm going to bring this back to football for just a second. Any time that you've played football, most of you that have watched this show, you come together as a team. You don't look at your skin color. You don't look at your situation. You don't look at any of those things. All you're worried about is one goal: coming together to win a football game. There was a statement a long time ago that I read on social media that said the best person to lead this country would be a high school football coach, because they get it. They know how to bring so many different people together from so many different backgrounds to get the job done. But I digress. I wanted to throw a football in a little bit. I'm just really mad, man. I'm just really mad. I'm so disappointed in us as a society. There's people out here that tell you how to feel, about different things from time to time. People that, have different opinions, about things. And I think what we've lost is we've lost the ability to respect someone else's opinion and respect the way they feel. We've totally lost that as a society. Because if you don't feel the exact same way that someone else feels, it's now a problem. I don't know when this, extremism came into play. It's like, I feel this way, and if you don't feel this way, then I don't like you, and we've got a problem with each other. It's despicable. The common respect between people has just gone out the window. I'm going to say this one thing about what happened today: the rushing of the Capitol and the people that did it. We all know, and I've seen it on social media for the past few hours, there's a double standard. It's plain as day. And it's sickening. It's sickening. If you're a black man, you live this double standard daily. If you're a black man and you don't, Lord bless you. I'd love to meet you, sit down and talk and try to figure out what you're doing that I'm not. But it's not right. It's not right. I mean, I'm sitting in my office today. I'm almost moved to tears at the state of where we are in this country. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm not okay. I'm not. I'm gonna talk to somebody because this can't go on, man. We've battled so much in 2020, and here we are on the 6th day of 2021, and we got probably one of the worst events in American history that's happened. Thank you, Coach Ward, for tuning in tonight. But seriously, we gotta do something, man. We gotta do something. I'm telling you, I gotta talk to somebody. I gotta get some help because I can't keep doing this, man. I can't keep doing it. It's sad. I know I'm not the only one. So trust me. Talk to somebody, and we gotta find a way to keep fighting through this stuff, man. This is bad. It's bad, man. All right, let me bring in Coach Billups. What's up, man?
What's up? I don't come from you as not as a football coach, not as Coach Billups, because I think a lot of people see us as problem solvers and stuff like that, and people gotta be quiet. Nah, I'm Brandon Billups. Let me tell you something. Y'all not even know. It's hard. It's hard for me to be a black man and be outspoken. I think one of the biggest things that I get frowned upon by a lot of people, and this ain't me taking shots at nobody. I don't do that. I'm a very direct person. People who really know me know I'm a direct. I'll say what I need to say. I don't have hidden messages. I've never been that kind of person. My father and my mother didn't raise me like that. But as an outspoken person, I have been blackballed. That's why I'm not in the military no more. I got blackballed in that arena. Me and one of my former pupils, we were talking on Twitter today about how how we used to give free games to people, like me and some of my other people I used to run with. I put myself out there on the ledge because I'll be honest, I don't need, like I always get on here and say, I don't need to coach. I choose to coach to give back to my community, to give back to these kids, man. They need us. And I'm gonna say what I need to say. I'm gonna do what it is. As an outspoken black man that's frowned upon, somebody who not afraid, to say the right thing. I will always say the right thing. I will always say things that need to be said. You can't be quiet. You can't be silent. You need to say what you got to say. Use your platform. Use your voice. People opposite skin color than mine, your voice is more powerful than mine because they see you bigger than me. And that's not saying you're better than me. They just see you bigger than me because society is big on titles. So if you're a head coach, you make sure you have these conversations with your student athletes. If you're a teacher, have these open conversations. Just ask people how they feel. When I was in the military, we used to do ARs and stuff like that. And I said, how do y'all feel about this situation? How do you feel about what happened? What do you think we could improve on? What were some things? Give me 3 things that you thought was good. 3 things you thought was right. As a football coach, and, I really can't speak on it because I haven't been doing, COVID has really, really knocked me down. Like I'm just so busy. I can't even get away to go over there and do things I'd love to do at West Charlotte. I haven't been at practice because we've been understaffed because I'm the only person in my department right now because of COVID and people not doing the things they feel like they're right because they feel like their amendments are being at hand or we're taking something from them. But the biggest problem is people don't just want to sit down and talk to people and understand folks and just get to know people and have empathy. You know, empathy is lacking. And we choose to just watch stuff burn down and point and laugh. And I'll never be that. I'll always be the person who don't stand up and say something. You know, one thing that I learned is you never don't keep me down. I've been knocked down a lot in my life. And one thing I told myself this year is I was going to do better and have meaningful conversations. This is privilege. This is white privilege. Me saying this is white privilege don't make me a racist. I'm not a racist. But I want y'all to understand that that's what's on display. And you have players on your team. They may tell you they're good, but they're not. I used to be one of them kids. Pep was one of them kids. I have two beautiful little girls. Thank God they're young. They don't know what's going on. I would hate to have this conversation with them and just let them know, hey, you know, that's not how things go. You can't breach a federal building because you don't agree with something. You can't hold a position of power and tell people you love them and then throw the person who's the second highest position in the nation under the bus. That's not right. And y'all can see, I don't care you vote for Trump, you vote for my fault, President Trump, or you voted for President-elect Biden. It's wrong. They would have Spartan kicked my black behind off that darn Capitol Hill steps. And that's a fact. I'm not saying when people were looting, that was wrong. We came on here and said that's not wrong. You cannot breach a federal building and just push people and say, hey, you know, what you think Russian and all them who at war looking at us like?
Hey, man, let me say something on what you just said. The fact of, you know, this happened in a federal building. Yeah. I saw the comparisons on the Black Lives Matter march all over social media. 1,500 guards standing at attention. You couldn't even move and get even a step onto the first step of the Capitol building. Then today you look at the video, it's about 8 guards.
And they was they was letting them through. And this is what this country needs. Y'all need to learn how. I want folks to have uncomfortable conversation. They're healthy and they're meaningful. And that's what I'm here to do. You know, my spirit, you know, I said this, I think on 2020. Watch what you be careful what you put out into the universe. You gotta be careful, man. God is always watching. The universe never forget. That's why I had to flip how I was doing stuff with my life. I had to answer a lot of questions in a situation that I really didn't want to have that uncomfortable conversation because with a loved one, but I had to because that person deserved it. And once I had that uncomfortable conversation, our relationship and our friendship went back to what, well, not quite back to how it used to be, because I still be a married man, but it's way better. Like we're friends now. We can have a conversation, but I had to step up as a man and say, you know what? That was wrong. I hurt you. I should have just said what I said when it happened. But this ain't right. And that's what I'm saying. It's uncomfortable. It's two Americas. We've been told this all our life. There's two Americas. There's white America and there's black America. I'm sorry to tell people that. And that's not saying all white folks are bad. Y'all not bad. Most all the white folks I know are good people. But you can't just stand by and don't say nothing because you got these black athletes that you want to run up and down the field. You got all this stuff doing this, and you can't.
Yeah, Coach Clark. I totally agree with that statement right there.
Like, well, you say, bro, this was the first time I said, yes, you can't breach. That was not a protest, guys. You can't breach a federal building. Like y'all been, and I'm big on it because I was in the military. I served my country, but Trump had let federal stuff go on too long. They took the post off it. You can't touch posts. You can't touch the mailboxes. That's federal. It's a federal offense. We all went to DC when we was a kid.
Let me say something real quick because stuff keeps coming back to me. I got to get it out. You know, when I was talking earlier with someone, and I'm gonna get to that comment in just a second, but I was talking earlier with someone, and you know, they were telling me, you know, this stuff has been going on. It's been going on. It's been going on. I'm sorry. Today
was the final straw. Yeah, no, today was different.
This was an attack on our own country
that we let happen.
Yeah,
they let people like you.
Racial issues and all that other stuff has been going on for years. Yeah. This is different. Like Coach said, this is the first time since 1812.
Like you know it was not. Yeah, it was not even a. It was a coup. It was a coup, and they don't want y'all to understand what a coup is. They were trying to overthrow the government, and you can't do that. And this is why I tell everybody, y'all, we all get on here and scream about, man, that's wrong. You gotta vote. You gotta vote. You gotta vote. You gotta vote for things other than the president, because, and then you gotta, it's some grown folks. It's some grown folks who are frowning upon this, but y'all don't even know how to take an L. You gotta learn how to take an L. And this is prime example.
Let me address this. All right. So, number one, Emerald, I appreciate you watching this show. You know, typically we do talk about high school football and its related topics. I will tell you the show is not going to be all about this tonight.
Oh, we talk about it.
I will say this. This is important to all of us as an American. This is not our first time addressing these topics on this show. And if anything, we are the only show that consistently addresses these things as they happen. So I'm going to tell you this right now. We don't do this for ratings. We don't do it for money. Oh, yeah. We do it out of the love of kids, supporting programs, and our coaches.
But you got to understand something, Pep. You got, and everybody already come. You got to respect that person for coming on and voicing your opinion. It's just like we said. You got to respect it. Yeah. That's how you feel. But look, it's like I said, this is what we want to do in 2021. You got to have meaningful, uncomfortable conversation. This is a meaningful, uncomfortable conversation. This is something you choose not to talk with your student athlete about at home. With blessings to you. That's how you raise your house. I can't tell you how to plant your tree and how to put soil on your plant that you're planting and water it. I can't tell you that. You're your own gardener and you grow your tree and your roots how you choose. But if this is how we choose to grow the roots of this platform that we're planting, you have one or two things you do. You can sit by, you can enjoy it, or you could get off. But more blessings to you and how you feel and choose. I respect that. So there'll never be no shade. So, hey, you do as you feel. But this is an issue in our society, in our communities that we need to talk about, because we're raising young Black men and women, and we're raising young white women and white men, et cetera, et cetera. And they need to know at this time in life that it's important to use your voice in an appropriate way, because we got too much things going on. There's so much stuff going on in the world, and we don't sweep it aside. And that's like telling LeBron them to shut up and dribble. So, hey, that's, you gotta come better than that. We want people to have a voice, and you want to have a voice, but we just need to stick to high school athletics. That's not a perfect example, but hey, still respect.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, we will never do that. You know, not this show.
Yeah, not football. I'm the same. I love it. You know, like, you know me. You know, I got the Dark Knight feeling. You know, like Jay-Z say, you live long enough to become the villain at some time, or die a hero. You never know. I guess you gotta be the villain sometime to make a cultural stamp in the world. And that's like I said, I will always be on the fight for the people, because I've been that person. I have served. I was a E1 come in, and then I got to my E5, and I had to make a difference. But you find out when you get power, a lot of responsibility comes your way, and you got to learn how to deal with. You can deal with some people don't love you, a lot of people don't hate you, but that's all right. You got to build that platform, that base up. So, I love it. That's just me, but it's not me being cocky. I just love it because I'm built for it. That's how it is, man.
Coach Smith, I appreciate that comment right there. I was going through, scrolling through social media, looking at different things, and everyone posted their stuff, and that just wasn't a place to have a tough, constructive conversation, a tough, as you were saying, Coach Billups, to have a chance to really air the true feelings of what's going on and get with some, people that are like-minded, and maybe some people that aren't as like-minded, but are open, to hearing, different perspectives and point of views. But that's what's wrong with Congress, to be honest.
Yeah, that was wrong with a lot. That was wrong with.
Let me bring in Cherie, because Cherie has something she wants to say, and I'm gonna let her go solo on that. Oh, microphone, Cherie.
Well, I never started talking this time at first. Anyway. So, just to put things in perspective for everybody, I actually didn't even know about this situation until Matt brought it to my attention. When he said that we were going to discuss, the stuff that was going on in DC. I was actually writing an article for another platform that I work for, and I had to stop what I was doing. And it was a really hard thing to have to go through in the first place, because it's like, I'm trying to produce, for this paper on one side, and then on the other side, I'm looking at, all of these people, going to storm the Capitol, and then all of a sudden it's just like, okay, well, that was okay, and it's not okay. First thing that came to my mind were all the protests that went on last year, Black Lives Matter, and I'm like, if this had been Black Lives Matter, these people would have been tear gassed and beaten and arrested, all sorts of things, and that alone, like being able to have that thought process, was just enough to make it made me sad. And I was just like, I was sad, I was angry, I have so much fear in me now that as a 35-year-old woman, I wanted to bring a kid into this world. I don't even want to do that now. Like I don't. And that's sad for me to say, because I'm already a worrier when it comes to like my friends and, my boyfriend and, whoever else is around. I'm always worrying about them anyway. And so to have to bring a child into the world that we are in right now, like, I don't think I can do it. And like, that's really sad for me to have to say, like in 2021, I'm talking about 2021, 6 days in, and I'm watching these people storm this Capitol. And I'm like, and nothing's really being done about it. Jamel Hill said on Twitter today, she said, let's make it clear the reason why it took so long for them to even get it. Because at first they weren't even going to have the National Guard out there on standby or whatever, whoever out there. They were just gonna, just continue to, I guess, let the local police try to deal with it. And then they finally, I guess, got them out there. And she was like, because they took it as a joke. But if they had been some Black people, it would have been a totally different ball game. I'm talking about there probably would have been bloodshed and all sorts of things that just don't make sense to me. Like, you cannot make this make sense to me. And so, that's just how I was feeling for the second half of my day. I just needed to make sense in some way, shape, or form, and it seems like sports is really the only arena where we can all come together as a collective. But, after the events of today, I don't even know if that's possible. I had to tell my best friend of 12 years that I probably wouldn't be coming to her house, because she is a white woman and she does all of her, most, if not all of her friends are Trump supporters. And after what happened today, I just don't think I can sit in a room with those people and be nice. And even today I had posted on Facebook about what happened. And first thing she said was, So wait, you mean those protests where they were outside burning the streets and stuff? And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to say this as nicely as possible. I don't think this is the right time for us to have this conversation, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it where it is, because I don't really have anything nice I can say right now. Like, it's just, and it's not even a surprise anymore. Like, that's, I think, the worst part of it all. It's not even a surprise anymore. It's just sad. It's just sad.
Thank you, Sheree. I totally agree with that. We got Brandon here. I'm gonna bring him in and let him share his thoughts on what happened today.
Well, I'm just getting here, but I can be all but certain anything I'd have to say would be echoes of what you guys have already said. Pretty shocking to say the least. I think it's definitely a good measuring stick for the double standard that exists, because it's all but certain, whether people want to admit it or not, that if those protesters were of a different demographic, then the aftermath of that would have been totally different. Things would have looked a lot different. Not as calm as you see people just sitting up in the chairs and taking pictures and things like that. It would have been nothing like that. And it's almost like it's a bunch of delusional people just storming the Capitol. And I'm starting to feel like people always say something shocking, but I'm starting not to be shocked anymore. I don't think that's a good thing either. This doesn't surprise me, honestly. Maybe 10 years ago, yeah, I would have been shocked. Oh my God, I can't believe this happened. But right now, no, not really. It's not too shocking given the state of things. So, it's sad, like Sheree said, and we both know things would have been different if that was a different group of people, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. That's all I can say is yeah. We all know it. We all know it doesn't have to be said. It's unfortunate, but we got 3 more minutes on this, and then we'll move on to some high school football stuff. But just to wrap this up, guys. First of all, I want to say thank you, for talking about this. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here, man? We know Biden's going to be, Biden's going to be president in 2 weeks, but yeah. The one thing I want to say.
Go ahead, Bill.
I'm going to come back to you. The one thing I want to say is take a look at your life right now. And we all have to start doing this. We all have to start somewhere and doing something to make a difference. And it can be in your own little way. It doesn't have to be anything grand or anything big. Mm-hmm. But it starts small, like we talk about with voting and local elections. That's where it starts making a difference. You got to start making waves somewhere. Change the way you live. Help a kid out. Volunteer. Do something good every day, no matter if it's big or small, cost a whole bunch of money or if it's free. Do something with your time. Give something back, man, to change this world. Because we're going in a direction of where I'm afraid of in a year or two, it's going to be a place where we don't even recognize. But you got to make a difference, man. If you're watching this, or if you got kids, or if you got friends, try to do something positive daily. Because it's got to start with us. It's got to start with us. People in our, prime of life right now in our 30s and things like that. We got to start making change. We got to be an example. We got to be an example for these kids that are coming up. We got to start, trying to do this stuff in our communities, man. It's got to start with us. You can't wait for, a new president to come in. You can't wait for a mayor, a governor. You got to do it yourself. If you don't do it, it's not going to happen. We've all lived it. We've all lived it, man. All right, Phillips, you got the last word. I'm sorry.
Man, well said, man. This is just to Sheree, when I heard what she said about the motherhood and being scared to bring a kid into the world. Me, I have two beautiful children. And yeah, it's one thing that do frighten me, but they also my strength. The courage that I display now is because of my children. The way I'm able to maneuver and have these conversations, not because of my military career or where I'm from, it's because of my children, because I always know I have somebody watching me, and when I come pick them up, grab me, daddy, and they give me hugs and love. It's nothing like a child's unconditional love. And if that's something you want to do it, because life is all about risk and reward. And I would tell you, that's one of the biggest rewards I ever have got. It's nothing compared to a child's unconditional love. So don't let these events and stuff, yes, you got to have these conversations, but I'm pretty sure any parent watching and tell you, you just don't step up and you don't do what's right for your kids. I think you'd be an outstanding mother. But I just wanted to tell you that. And guys, just like Pep said, man, watch what you give out to the universe. Positive vibes. You always want to do that. Read, educate, talk to these kids, and just don't, put yourself in somebody else's shoes. You never know how other people are coming. But that breach that's not what you do when you lose something or when you have a disagreement. You don't go through things like this. But keep your head up. Let's link up and let's do something nice as a community, and let's keep on putting our best foot forward. All peace.
Thank you, Coach. Well said. Well said. All right, let's get into high school sports. Our main purpose of the show. All right, so high school football practice is back. Started this week. And then we've got high school basketball games starting this week. A couple things that are going on. What phase are we in now? Are we still doing the phases with football practice? Are we in phase 2, phase 3?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. This COVID stuff is, you just really can't do too much, man. I think they'll let them, like some teams are. It just depends on your county. Like some county they can use the weight room. And then they do field. Mecklenburg County, we're not allowed to go in the weight room. Everything got to be outside and stuff like that because of all our restrictions. And then we got our own county restrictions. But I think it's still like first, the little first phase, which is, we're about to play in February. That's why, I hate to be the person, that's just who I am. I just don't see it because it's dangerous to me because they haven't had no training, no physical training. Yeah, the kids been going to these trainings and stuff like that, and kudos to them, but it's dangerous. By mid-January, we're not in pads. Or we're not doing something. I don't know. It just don't look right. And then these cases are going up because, like I said, the adults. But I'm glad to see basketball. I'm just nervous. I'm real nervous. I don't think nobody, no school, no head coach, no athletic director don't do the right thing. I don't think it's us. I think it's the other adults. Like as a kid, they need this senior and they pop. I just don't know. I don't put nothing past anybody. And that's not me saying being negative. It's just it's just a lot of what ifs right now.
Yeah, I talked to a respected official the other day, and that's all I'm gonna say, respected official. And the crux of this is back in the fall, where things weren't as bad as they were now. We couldn't play. But now you look at the case numbers and you compare it to where we were in the fall to where we are now. In the fall, we had hundreds of cases daily. Right now, we've got thousands of cases daily. But now we got to play. So, I said it way back when, I was arguing with Juice about whether we should play now or play in the spring. And it's just like in life, man. If you got a chance to do something, you go do it. Don't wait on tomorrow because you don't know what's coming down the line. Right now, we think 2020 was the worst year ever. But the way 2021 started, I mean, this is tomorrow. We kept saying we got to get to tomorrow. We got to get to 21. We ain't off to a damn good start right now.
I just think we've been doing all this skill development and stuff like that. Pep, you coach. You look at it, like use football in like November, December, right? A regular season. We start back up doing physical training in January, February. We start doing that stuff. We start lifting weights and stuff like that. We start the year. It's a year-round process. Let's be honest. We got 10% of kids who've been working out, lifting weights and stuff like that. You got another maybe 30% who've been running routes and doing that stuff. You telling me I forgot that's how much I've been out of sync with everything because I've been busy at work. You talking about in February, you want to take this group of kids in a month and put them in some pads and go out there and do collision stuff and stuff like that. And like I said, I think this, I coach. I've been coaching for a while now. It's dangerous with these high school kids, and I know we want to see them eat. I know we want to see them do the right thing. It's dangerous. You seem like, look at college basketball. You got these clusters and all this stuff happening. I just think I think we need to sit down. And I hate to be that person. I think we just need to sit down and let it, because you got people who are getting it, and some people are getting it. Like one of my friends got it. He almost passed away, and he don't go out. And he just got it, and then thank God, I don't know now. It's funny. It's a funny time, but I know people are like that self we're taking away from the kids. Y'all want to throw them back in school. We got South Carolina doing this. They don't, man. It's scary times, and there's no right or wrong answer. And you hate to see like we first year head coaches who haven't installed offense, better install offense and defense during this stuff. I'm not capping just because Sam, I'm at West Charlotte like that. I don't do all that. I'm not speaking the truth. I'm talking about any head coach. If you're putting in a new offense or a new defense, and you can't execute everything. You don't have this group of players. You don't get it, and now I think we don't get to play like one scrimmage game or something like that. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. I think it's dangerous, but if we could get it done, we could get it done. I think they can, but what happens, if a basketball player get COVID? Everybody know we see these Instagram stuff. These kids are hanging out with each other. So, like, it's just like this, your whole team might be out, and then you don't play the JV kids on Friday. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to give y'all perspective. That's tough.
Sheree Brandon, y'all got. Go ahead.
Well, what I was gonna say was, I can't really speak for Juice, but I know for myself, I expected people to get it together, I guess, by this time, and that the cases would have gone down by this time, which is why I was, pushing for them to start playing around, this time. But obviously, with like everything else, nobody did what they were supposed to do. And so now here we are in January talking about possibly not having a football season, which sucks, but it is what it is.
Hey. I mean, hindsight is always just 2020. I mean, looking back on it, we should have just played right along South Carolina. I mean, South Carolina, they didn't do it without incident. There were
right. Nobody did.
They were able to
start
and finish a season, albeit a shortened season. It was a season, so they got champions. They pulled it off with, I'll say minimal impact. There were some clusters here and there, but minimal. So we should have just mirrored what they were doing. So now we wait, hoping it would be better, but it's really not. So you're right. Hindsight is 2020. We might as well have just played it and mirrored what they were doing. They pulled it off. So it's not, I don't know of anything they did that we couldn't have done.
So just reading a story, we got a COVID case, Myers Park basketball player already, and we just started the season literally.
Uh-oh.
I think DC might have heard what we were saying.
I mean,
You got the fans on. So I was like, man, I was sitting there. Brandon did well. Brandon did well. I was sitting there like this. I was sitting there. I was like, well, is it me? I was like, did I pay my phone bill? Like, I was like,
what's happening, man?
I was like, did I pay my internet? You know, I was just going through the process. They was telling I'm broke.
Black, and I'm sitting here like, oh hell, they coming.
The Russians.
Oh no, hey, they were coming. I would have been running upstairs. I would have been going Rambo. First blood.
Okay.
Pros too. I was like, let me move a little bit. I'm pros too.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I was sitting here. I was like, I said,
oh man. All right. So with basketball, they're only allowing 25 people into the gym. They're wearing masks. So if you take a look at that, you extrapolate it to football. I'm thinking we may have, maybe because it's outside, we may get 100 on each side. Maybe I'm thinking that's probably what we're looking at, some kind of situation like that. I don't know if we need masks because we got helmets. I don't know. I mean, it'd be really hard to play football in a mask. I mean, I think it's hard to play basketball in a mask. But
the basketball players are wearing masks during the game?
Yes. Man. Yes, they are.
That's definitely, I mean, it ain't, people talk about their breathing when they just walk into the store, but that definitely will compound your breathing while you're running up and down.
And you're running? Like, that's some conditioning right there.
Yeah, that's definitely an extra.
Playing zone. We're playing zone. West Virginia, baby. 2-3.
I want to go back to
four corners. We run a four-corner offense.
Everybody 6 feet.
Yep.
Exactly.
No
shot clock. It's a great not to have a shot clock. You win games 8.
Oh yeah. Hey, I was coaching basketball. Hey, hold on. One big shout out to my coach, my boy, coaching his first game tonight. Y'all already know who I'm talking about. My boy with Mooresville. Hey, I hope you. Hey, blessings to you. I hope you get the dub, man. I'm proud of. That was one thing I really wanted to see, like people like him, because he's a good dude. He's a real good. Mizzles is a good dude, and I saw when his daughter sent a little shout out to him. I'm telling you, have kids. They make you cry. Every time I see somebody's daughter do something, I start shedding tears. I'm a softie. I'm the biggest softie, but I hope you got the W. That's why I'm broke. I buy Paw Patrol and PJ Masks, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse. That's all I got.
The good side of parenting. I'm okay with the good side of parenting.
No, man, the whole experience is great.
I'm not gonna have any kids of my own. I don't mind, having some step kids, but
you be Uncle Pep. Nope. Uncle Pep.
No. Well, that's what I am. I am uncle.
There you go. Well, my daughter, I seen some stuff my daughter needs. They need some more stuff.
I'm already an uncle. So
I know. You got two more.
Oh man! All right. So this question from Benny: is there going to be a football playoff and state championship?
Hopefully.
I'm gonna say this. This is what I think. I don't think we're going to start the season on time. I don't think so. I think they're going to push it back a couple weeks, and hopefully they hope this vaccine can spread a little more and get out to more people. But I do think they will be a playoff and a state championship. I do. So I just don't think the season is going to be as long as it is right now.
So I understand what you're saying about the vaccine. I'm about to do a shameless plug. I was listening to Joe Budden podcast this morning, and my boy Dr. Fauci was on it, and he said in a best case scenario that vaccine would be vaccinated and you would see us opening back up in the summer in a best case scenario thing. So because it's just so much stuff you gotta do. It's like when them shots are like how we get shots in the military. You get that initial shot, and then you gotta come back in like 4 or 6 weeks and get a boost. And he would tell like that, like it's like a 21 week. You get the initial one, then you get like a 12 week, and you get 21 days or something like 14 days, and you get a boost. And it got 94%. Yeah, y'all need to listen to Potter, man. Joe Budden podcast. It was very informative today. But I'm just saying, even with that, this is a medical professional who's been doing this for a long time. I didn't even know he was doing it. He was talking about, boy, it was a deep. But in that summer, and you hate it because we got so many talented football players who does not have an offer. Like my boy Jake Snap over there at Butler. That's why I don't want to put the vibe of bad vibes in there, because I want him to have a season, because he's one of the most explosive players I have seen. Like my boy Mason Atkins and stuff. All my guys at Providence, they're saying Darren Rice, and Jalen Big Brooks and all of them. There's just so many kids that I know that I want to see get offers. Like even others at Panos, my boy Panos, it's so many good kids, that haven't got nothing, haven't got a chance. Like Fred at Hope, I want them to have the opportunity to spread because they're talented and they have got way better. Like Fred Bates is having one of the best offseason any DB period is having in the state of North Carolina right now. Pep will tell you that boy's playing ball. And I want him to have a chance to show it on Friday nights. But you just don't know. This is life. This is one of them hard life things. Like, what should you do? I would not want to be Governor Cooper and stuff like that, because, the right thing is, he keep trying to give y'all leverage and say, hey, we don't do this. But we still got 65% of y'all in these stores with no mask on or come in there like this. Guys, let me go ahead and tell you, black folks, white folks, Asian, Caribbean, whatever, alien, this ain't no mask. Stop coming to the gas station like this. There ain't no mask. That's not a mask. Don't be in Walmart. Yeah, don't be in Walmart. Don't be in Walmart. This ain't a mask. Like, go get your mask. You go to Target. You can order them. They can ship it to your house. Amazon.
They got
them. Amazon.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. We got a Harden Ram mask coming out. It's gonna be real nice.
Hey, so since he's doing shameless plugs, if you want a good mask, Ram from a West Charlotte line, hit up Joshua Harris. He'll get you a nice mask. You get it customized, get your little number. That's Joshua.Harris at cms.k12.nc.us.
Y'all just send me a DM. It's a lot easier to reach out.
No, you send me one. I'll get you in contact with Coach Harris, and we'll get you all straight. Or you can hit Sam up or something. We get you. Hey, I even go plug for Coach Ward. Hit Coach Ward. He got some on the bus mag.
All right. Anyway, Coach Smith from Harding right here. Problem is with kids electing to stay in college, how many scholarships are available? Yeah, we talked about the guys not getting offers. That's a big reason why.
And look at them in the transfer portal.
There's a lot of layers to
everybody in the portal.
Everybody getting, unless you're already pro, or if you're college, I guess you're okay.
But that don't,
these kids, it sucks.
It don't make sense for all them kids to be in the portal. Like I saw when it ain't shade, but when NC State quarterback went into the portal, I was like, and then I didn't understand. He had a good year. I
think he's a grad transfer though.
So he's still a state, but you still can play. Man, boy.
Well, I mean,
they got kickers in the transfer portal.
Hey man, it's weird times. It's weird times.
They're players too. They're players.
Right. Well, they got water boys, athletic trainers. The boy who don't dress out, he in the portal. Like
in the portal.
That's why my boy Jake Snap can't get no offer because all y'all in the portal. Stay your butt where you at. Stay your butt where. By
the way, real quick, Jake, if you're watching this, please answer my DM because I want to do a spotlight on you like we did.
Man, I hit him up. God.
Okay. All right. Well,
Mr. Antisocial. That's him on IG.
I sent a message.
Did you hit Paris up? Tell Paris to tell.
All right.
Hit Paris up.
Sound off time.
I don't did all my sound off.
I was gonna say I don't even have one at this point. That was my sound.
Oh no, I got a good one. I got a good one.
Cherie, you should have one too, but based on your Twitter post.
Hey, I got a good one. I'm about to make y'all laugh. Oh yeah.
The one you tagged me in?
Huh?
Well, I was gonna save that for when I actually got
You
the
still ain't done it? Oh my God.
No, Tom,
Right,
man,
man.
I have to
Sound off. I got to go.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna go ahead and I guess I'll say I'll root for him. You know, I'll go ahead and give a shout out to the state of Ohio. Ohio State's in the championship game. The Browns are in the playoffs. It's been rare. I don't think I've ever said that in my life. To both of those things at the same time. Yeah, you've had Ohio State in the championship game, but I don't think the Browns been in the playoffs since 2002, I think. So, yeah, I like to cheer for the underdog. Problem is they got to play the Steelers again. It's very hard to beat a team 2 weeks in a row, but we'll see. You know, and you know, Ohio State's gonna be the underdog against Alabama. Anybody's gonna be the underdog against Alabama. So I'll pull for them. We'll see how it happens, but Ohio's on top right now. We'll see how long they can stay.
I hate Ohio. I hate them so much. Cleveland is a horrible city. Don't ever go there. There's nothing good that's ever come out of that place. Ohio State is terrible. No.
That's why he's saying that.
Who is on camera? Who is on camera? Okay. I'm gonna throw Justin in real quick because he couldn't be here tonight. So he wants to say he's at work, but he says the Suns are on the top of the NBA rankings. Hey, Chris Paul, man. I mean, that's, you know, for him being older and making all the money he does.
Whoa.
Hey, I'm just sharing what Justin said. This ain't my opinion.
Just because the man 36 years old don't mean we old. We're seasoned. Seasoned.
Well, for an NBA player, man. Dang. All right, and then he says Colts are the sleeper in the NFL playoffs.
He on them smoothies
I
again.
agree.
Tell him stop being get off them smoothies.
And you just talked it up. You know, we've been doing these, you know, unsigned senior showcases. And, you know, we talk a little bit in between, you know, takes or whatever. And, you know, every time we talk, you know, he's talking about, man, I'm making me a smoothie, man. I said, why don't you just make the Powerade smoothie yourself? You know, you keep wanting to hear about it. You're curious enough. You got the talent. Just make it yourself and then share with us how good it is. All right. Coach Billups, here you go.
As the only person from Charlotte Football Insider who has a NFL team still in the dance, I want to give a big shout out to the Wolf of Los Angeles. My boy came in there, boy. We needed a ringer because Jared just been Jared. And I was about to fly to LA. I was about to punch him in his face. But sometimes you just need the faith of a mustard seed. When he threw that first pick, I went on Twitter rant. I said, get this trash dude out, put Bortles in. But then something happened. God came down, touched me on my shoulder. He said, son, it's Wolf time. And he carried us to the playoffs. Shout out to the Wolf of LA. Sean McVay, you know what to do. You better not put that boy Goff in, or I'm going to come slap that third boy. I'm going to come slap, boy. Don't do that. But I also want to sound off, you know, RIP to Teddy Bridgewater, man. God, dog, man, I hate it for you, man. Where these Panthers fans just treat black quarterbacks, man. It's just, they don't know nothing about this word, this equality. They don't know about equality. You know, first it was Haskins. Then y'all kick y'all. My man Cam he sacrificed his leg for y'all. Y'all boot him out. Gotta do stuff. Boot him out. No, first it was Steve Smith. Boot him out because he was too loud, too personal. Teddy, I hope you find somewhere to go, man. They don't appreciate it. I hope they put, you know what, Caroline, Matt Rule, call me, man. We'll get you Jared Goff. Y'all can have a real quarterback because y'all want one of them quarterback that look like the Jesus photographs in the churches, the old school churches, and we'll give you one. Jared Goff, just call us up and we'll get you, you know, Teddy, you go to Atlanta or something like that. But I'm really curious about the playoffs. I'm gonna have fun. Shout out to me for getting my PlayStation 5. Shout out to my children, and have a good one.
You know, there's so much I want to say to that, but we ain't got enough time. So,
shame on y'all how y'all do Bridgewater. Teddy, shame.
You've had your time, sir. You've had your time.
No Jared Goff.
As Benny said, next.
No Jared Goff.
The Queen's up. Let's go.
You know, I'm going to save my Panther talk for the NFL portion of this show. But I did hear something earlier about LeBron possibly trying to buy a WNBA team. And it was something that I was like reading, scrolling through Twitter, and it kind of caught my eye a little bit. And that actually might not be a bad idea. So I want to shout him out for that because, you know, he's just adding other things to his already weighted belt because he's done so many things and continues to do so many great things. So, you know, shout him out for that, you know, looking out for the women, especially in, you know, the absence of, you know, a person that he, I guess, looked up to who played for the Lakers, who we all lost earlier last year. So, you know, shout him out for that.
That is good. I didn't hear about that. I mean, he does good things, but I still don't like him. But anyway.
Oh my goodness.
5 WNBA.
So
I'm sorry. I'm
so
sorry.
personal. So personal.
Yeah,
Put yourself in his shoes.
Yeah,
Put yourself in his shoes. You were talking about equality, empathy.
I would love to be in LeBron James' shoes right now. I would have a lot less problems.
I didn't like it first.
You have health and wealth.
We have settled our differences, Pet Man. Me and LeBron have settled our differences for obvious reasons. I'm okay with him now.
Hey, and hold on, Joe. If you give me one more darn nickname, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight, Joe.
I'm gonna address that.
Bankhead Phillips. I like that one, though. I like that. Bankhead Phillips.
You're taking my sound off. I'm trying to give the people a sound off, man. Good gracious.
Well, get us off screen then.
Gladly. All right. Joe Hughes. My bad. I forgot to reach out to you, Joe. But yeah, get off them smoothies. Justin keeps bringing them up. You notice I haven't said anything about these smoothies. He tagged all of us on Twitter about the Powerade smoothies and talking to us last 5 days. We've done those interviews. He's been asking me had I done my smoothie. And now on the show, he has brought up the Powerade smoothie. I agree. I've moved on. I'm going to try it, but I'm going to do it in my own time. I got to get some Powerade. I got to get all my stuff together. So I offered for him to make the smoothie, and he said he would have the Powerade on the side. That still hadn't happened yet. I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting. I'm ready.
Needs to be a body armor smoothie.
New nickname in season 2, Bankhead Billups. Bankhead.
Whoa, them shoulders are not bank. Them shoulders stiff head Billups right there. Them shoulders right there. Lord Jesus.
I'm a big guy, man. Big guys don't do all that. Okay? We don't do all this. We keep it tight, like in Hitch. We keep it tight. All right. Okay. Justin, last one. Where do y'all think Cam is heading next? I don't know, man.
Toronto.
Atlanta.
Home.
Atlanta.
Home.
He ain't coming. Atlanta. That's home. Atlanta.
Yep. That's
Atlanta.
The Toronto Argonauts, man.
Oh.
Okay, he might make it as
well. Oh, wow.
Wherever Carson went,
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's another good question. Where's he gonna go? Because he know he ain't
Philly.
Oh yeah, he definitely
Philly on that bench.
No,
this is a good
He's not
year.
gonna be a backup. I'm just gonna tell you that now. He is not going to.
This is such a good year.
There he goes.
You know, Dr. Umar is proud right now. You know, came in there, a black man came in there that took the prevalent great white hope job like that. It was just so beautiful. I put my dashiki on when he did that. I was so proud. You know, my power, that's my power. This speaking thing to you.
Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness. That was beautiful. Didn't y'all enjoy that? Boy, Philly made me mad, boy. You know, Cam should go New York Giants. Be with Danny Dimes.
It's hard to say. Who has a legit definitely opening? Like a lot of places solidified their quarterback. Like
Carolina has open.
No, we don't.
Let me say so. Oh, well, we gonna get to this. Actually, let's go to that now. All right, let's go to what we missed. Okay, let's start with the Panthers. Man, the season ended terribly. Last week they were horrible in a loss to the Saints. I mean, by the end of that game,
I
swear.
Why?
I think Matt Rule just said, "All right, screw this. Let's just throw it deep and see what happens." Because we had 5 interceptions in that game.
It was not Matt Rule. It was Joe Brady. It was Joe Brady. That's why he's getting interviewed for all these outstanding head coaching jobs, because he's an outstanding offensive-minded coach. Little shade.
That's insane. We got guys like Pep Hamilton, been a great play caller in other places that can't get a dang on head coaching interview.
We know why.
We got Joe. Well, I mean, Joe Brady. No, don't get me wrong. He's a good coach. He's smart. He did good things at LSU. He did some good things this year, but the pedigree to become an NFL coach now is just so slanted. Like when Cliff Kingsbury got a job at the Arizona Cardinals and had a losing record.
I'm mad about that. And I was about to tweet that the other day, but I'm gonna say, how in the world did Cliff still got a job? But my boy Anthony Lynn lost his job. And y'all everybody needs to stop saying Anthony Lynn did a terrible job. He lost Darwin James. He lost his running back. He didn't have his best receiver for a long time. Come on. And he had his pass rush before. Y'all, and then y'all get Jason Garrett that job? I said, whoa.
Did they hire Jason Garrett? No.
They about to. My fault. They don't have Joe Brady. They don't have Joe Brady because they think he's Tom Brady, related to Tom Brady. Joe Brady. He's terrible. He's terrible.
Well, they probably want to probably pair Herbert with a young offensive mind, because he's a great young quarterback. But at the same time, he could have let Anthony Lynn go out there and get an offensive coordinator, or keep the one that he had.
He had a good coordinator.
Yeah, I just don't get it.
Pep was not the coordinator. Pep was helping that coordinator, because the coordinator, what's it called, son? I think Rex Ryan is somebody's son who the coordinator for the arm. But Pep was helping him out. But the thing about what it was first off, the Chargers tried sabotaging when they took Tyrod out with a needle. We all forgot about that. When they stabbed a man in the lung, I said, Anthony Lynn don't have this job from us.
That's a good point. Whatever. Is he okay?
Shoot. Let me tell you, LA Chargers, y'all better be glad y'all stabbed Tyrod Taylor in the lung, because y'all stabbed Brandon Billups in the lung. Y'all been the LA Brandon Billups, and my face has been on there like this.
Yeah, boy. What you got about the Panthers?
Okay. Let's go back.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, so I did fall asleep at the end of that game. I couldn't take watching it anymore. But I still have a lot of faith in Teddy B and what he can do for our team. I do, and I'm gonna tell you why.
You do. You're the only one.
And that's fine. It's me.
So he's admitting.
The thing of it
Live in your truth.
He came into this season during probably one of the worst times you could have come into this, a pandemic. You got people, getting sick, being pulled in, pulled out. He didn't really have a full offseason with those guys. He was throwing the ball with some of them, like Robbie Anderson, which is why I feel like they could connected, so well out there on the field. I just think he needed more time. I think he needed, a little bit more to go off of. He was with the Saints for 5 years. So of course he's gonna go out there when Drew Brees goes out and goes 5-0. And then they expect him to come to Carolina, a place where he was for all of 10 months maybe, and and have the same connection with those guys. I'm not done. So put your hand down. No, I'm just kidding. What is your coach?
I'll let you cook. I want you to feel good.
Okay.
So I hate to say this, but what about Tom Brady?
What do you mean by what about Tom Brady? I mean, he's a totally different breed of dude. He's been in the league since
he's a quarterback.
And he's 43, so it's not the same.
He's a quarterback. He's a 43-year-old white man, not athletic.
Either way,
he don't wear gloves. He wear gloves every now and then.
Either way.
These are the excuses.
either way, the Panthers have a lot of questions that they're going to have to answer this offseason. That's one of them. If they're what they're gonna do about Teddy as far as next season goes. If they're gonna pay Curtis Samuel, which he did phenomenal, and he's gonna be an unrestricted free agent. So ain't no telling where he's gonna go or if he's gonna stay. I want him personally to stay here, but the way he played this season, he's gonna be asking for some big money. So
your penny pinching boss ain't gonna pay him.
And then the draft's coming up. We got the 8th overall pick. Are they going to go defensive, or are they going to, look at some different areas? Because we did some things. Well, our whole draft was defense, last year.
There's going to be offense.
They're going to have to look at some other areas on the team.
Wyatt Davis, right guard. Y'all don't get him. Ohio State.
Well, that's what I said. I said we needed to get an offensive lineman first, and everybody's like,
"Don't get an
offensive lineman first. We need defense." And I'm like, "We just spent an entire draft on defense. We're gonna have to sit on it for a second."
But y'all need a defense. Oh yeah, I know.
All right,
safety.
Brandon, what you got on the Panthers?
I think I would love to see Samuel stay for the right price, but I feel like re-signing Taylor Moton should be a priority as well.
Right,
for sure.
Yes.
You can. I hate to say it, but you can find someone to replace Curtis Samuel easier than a really good O lineman. You could go. You could go Devontae Adams or something in the draft and try to replace that if you had to. But I think we gotta follow up a defensive draft with an offense. We need some more offense. And I don't know what the Mike Davis situation is, but we definitely need another running back to take some of the wear and tear off CMC. There was some bright spots. Chin, for example. Chin was definitely a bright spot. The future looks bright for him. Burns continued to improve. So there's some pieces, some little spots that give you some hope here and there, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope he proves me wrong if he has to stay, but I'm not sold on Bridgewater long term, man. Like I think that $60 million was a mistake. I don't think they ever should have signed him to that, but hopefully he'll prove me wrong. Maybe a full camp and maybe off 16 games with CMC will take some of the pressure off.
That's what I was gonna say too. There was a lot on that team that happened, and not just but he lost one of his main, the person who was 94% of our
whole offense.
You know what I'm saying? And so he's expected to work. And then the offensive line kept getting hurt, so they had to keep shuffling people in and out of there. So it's like he had a lot that was against him, and he still tried to make some things happen. So we're not going to put all of the blame on Teddy and say that he's not capable of being a starting quarterback. Like I feel like that is just kind of jumping the gun. Like give him one more season. He was supposed to be here 2 to 3, I think. So just give him one more season is all I'm saying. Like we're not finna do this whole he was here, now we just about to chop him up and put him somewhere else. Like I hate that. I really hate that.
I agree with you because I would say I would put more on, and this was fact. It's hard for these college OCs to come to the NFL and run the same. Like look at Cliff. Look at Cliff. I'm just saying, everybody I'm gonna be that guy. I don't be that guy. It's not because I don't like Cliff. I think Cliff is great. He's a player coach. You see all the players saying. They saying the same thing about Anthony Lynn and LA. Like they were like, he's a player coach. And they were sad to see him go. And when everybody was calling for Cliff, they was like, well, he's a people's coach. He ain't getting the job done. He's the new age Jeff Fisher.
In my opinion,
Jeff Fisher with a passing game.
There's only been one successful college coach, and that was your boy over at Seattle.
In Seattle, yeah. Look at Saban built.
I don't really know too many successful ones either. But I was trying to give Matt Rule a shot, which I think Matt Rule's a pretty decent coach.
It's not Matt Rule. He got a. I'm telling you, when you have a college OC and a college DC, it's hard for that to translate. Look at y'all first couple of games. He changed that there 3 technique, 1 technique. He said, hold up now. I can't play the same defense I play. He had Brian Burns in a 3-point stance, and he said, hold up, man.
But that's why I feel like we need more time. Like we gotta get some things together. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you can't just be go
hire my boy who look at 5 for the Jets, not Gase. The DC.
Like let him get let them get acclimated to the NFL first before y'all be talking about my boys like that. Because y'all not gonna.
Nobody ain't talking. I ain't talking. That's Panthers
You
fans
always
talking about
my
that.
boys. You always talking.
Teddy. I like Teddy. Teddy don't get Teddy. I just think I would tell you this as somebody who watched the Panthers, because I'm fortunate, I live here and get tired. I think it was a good season for y'all because y'all gotta learn how to not rely on CMC too much, and that's just right. People don't stack the box.
You heard about that too. You definitely
people don't stack the box, and I think the offense, y'all problem on offense this year was not making Robbie Anderson the focal point and trying to spread it out to all the receivers.
Well, he was.
No.
And then something happened.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but yeah, that's y'all problem.
Well, the thing
defensively, you have a weapon with Chin, use him. Don't Van Joseph Chin like Van Joseph did Isaiah Simmons. Van Joseph need to get fired. I know we want to see more black. That is Isaiah Simmons, you drafted the man to be a Swiss Army knife, but Van Joseph is terrible with him.
Yeah, but we need Jen on defense.
No, I'm saying that's why I said the DC you need to use him like how he used him towards the second half of the season. That's how you gotta keep on using. Don't put hey, he's a safety, he's a linebacker. He's a playmaker. He's a playmaker.
Everything.
On offense, you got. I would go get it back. I would try my best. And everybody don't hate me for what I'm about to say. I would try my best to go get Travis Etienne. You put Etienne and CMC back there, run 2-back system, just go to work. You got 3 receivers, and you got a decent tight end. Come on, OC.
What tight end do we have?
No, we ain't got no tight end.
What tight end do we have?
You better put one of running back right there. Well, that's it. You got.
Hey, man, what you talking about?
We got 2 running backs. We ain't got no tight ends, and we gonna get anything in the draft.
Well, that's why y'all. My fault. I was about to say, you can't run no 11 personnel. You run 10 personnel. Right. That's why you're terrible.
All right, let's move on to college football, and we saw Clemson, our closest team locally, get absolutely destroyed.
I loved it
by that Ohio State team.
Yep.
And I mean, I love it for Justin Fields. Everyone was
I love it because I hate Trevor Lawrence. I don't like Trevor Lawrence. I don't like Trevor Lawrence.
I like it because Dabo Swinney is the most protected person in college football, and he gets to say whatever he want to say about people, and he don't get held accountable. He was wrong for what he said about Ohio State, and I'm not a Buckeye fan. Coach Ward tell you, I just think, but you don't cut a team off like that. You don't give him all that bulletin board thing. He deserved it. I was glad when he started. Then he played his OC. We share responsibility. I got input and stuff like that. You got to expose. And I'm not saying you're a bad coach. You're not a bad coach, but sometimes you get on this platform and you need to get drop kick off of them. So I was glad to see Dabo get that whooping like that. No.
You gotta be careful. Thank you for watching, Miss Moten.
But you gotta watch when that smoke comes, because you want some smoking. You got smoke, all right. And then I don't be quiet, because then it was a play. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna tell all you coaches, everybody who watch football, who loves football and stuff like that, the boy deserved to be ejected. He even said it. I'm glad he didn't break his neck. You cannot drop your head and leave with the crown of your helmet. It's in the rules. That's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all don't know how to. I'm not gonna say you don't know how to read. Y'all don't know how to follow directions. When we're doing tackling service, you tell them, calm down, keep your head up, and explode. What y'all were talking about when Fields spun, and he had came like that, he would have rocked him either way. He led with the crown and helmet, and I was proud of that young man for owning it. He said no. He said I need to keep my head up, and that's called accountability. He took responsibility. He has said that every time. He just got to keep his head up. It ain't old school. He had been laying lifeless on that ground, couldn't move that body. Y'all wouldn't have been saying that. It's not the sport, not soft. You got to tackle the right way.
And I will say this: right. I don't hate
You hate him.
Or Trevor Lawrence. I just want to be clear about that. I was a little heated moment there. I don't hate him. I just there was one particular game that I was watching that he was playing, and he flopped hard, and this guy got ejected from a game. And then he got back up and was like jumping around and like, you know.
Miami. He did against Miami. I know exactly what you're talking about. And I wanted to whoop his butt.
You know me. When it comes to stuff like that in a game, like it makes me angry. And so like when I saw that, I was just like, I have no more respect for him. If he loses, I'll be okay with that.
But
plus,
I'm gonna be the devil advocate. We like LeBron, and LeBron flops a lot, so I can't.
Man, and so does everybody else in the league. So that
I'm with you. I'm just saying,
like
our king, he flops.
Yeah, but it's because he's 6'8", and so people feel like he don't deserve to get.
No. One time, I saw LeBron. Somebody run past me. He's a good actor. I can't wait to see Space Jam 2. He's a great actor. He's great. But I'm gonna say I love LeBron. He's a great actor, though. I'm 5'11". I ain't falling like that.
While we on basketball, I want to talk a little bit about.
Oh yeah.
It don't make no damn sense to me. They lost the first 2 games to Cleveland and Oklahoma City. Then they come back and they beat Brooklyn. And then they go on the road and blow out Dallas. And now they lost 3 in a row.
3.
You want to know why?
And why is LaMelo Ball not starting?
Because
why is he not starting?
They don't get rid of Terry Rozier. I'm tired of seeing him and his temper tantrums. And I told y'all that's the only reason why I didn't want Melo, because I said they're going to try to play Rozier and Graham at the same time. The offense when Melo's in there, it runs so smoothly. You like, woo, Terry get in there. He passed the ball, run to the corner, shoot brick. If Terry's not on, it's brick city out there. Poor Graham. I wouldn't, y'all see, that's why I don't play basketball, because I go there and tell Terry, let's pass the ball, dog. And
I don't know, man. Now Terry had 35 in the season opener.
That don't mean nothing. We lost.
Actually had 42.
We lost.
Yeah, but our problem is
sound like James Harden.
Our problem is scoring consistently, and he's one of our best scorers. But LaMelo, he's in, like, to your point, when LaMelo's in, he's able to flow with the offense, get everybody great shots, and deliver the ball, and he can score himself.
Man, we don't want to win. We don't want to win. We brought Al Jefferson back.
Al Jefferson.
Al Jefferson, 65 years old.
Who brought Al Jefferson back?
Michael Jordan. Sometimes I dream that he is me, that guy.
Did I miss something?
Look at the roster. He's back.
Brandon, did I miss that?
I don't know what he's talking about.
No, don't. He's back. Check the roster. Al Jefferson's on the roster.
I don't. No.
You know what?
I don't think.
Check the roster.
Open up a new window and check that, man. I don't know about that one, man.
Al Jefferson is back. He's on the roster.
Okay. All right. What you gonna put on? You gonna put a haircut on it?
Nope.
A cookout tray.
like they say, what's it called? Say, hell no, I'm not cutting my hair. I got my fro, man. My fro looking good.
All right. So, all right. For the 7 people watching, we're gonna find out right now. It's Al Jefferson.
Al Jefferson's on the Hornet roster. He's on Charlotte Hornets roster. It's bad when Bismack Biyombo's leading the team.
Not as a player.
Yes, he is. Look at the official roster. When Cody went down, they needed back court. They needed front court help.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm gonna zoom in on this so you can see it. I'm gonna zoom in real good so you can see. Current team. Zing Jang flying.
Nah, you need to go to the Hornets roster. You look at Wikipedia. If you go to the Hornets roster, you'll see. Go to the Hornets roster.
Okay, we can do that too. Gladly.
And you look at the Hornets Twitter page. They wishing him a happy birthday. He's on the roster.
Roster. We gonna find out right now.
I don't see it.
Where's Big Al's paint? I don't see Big Al's paint.
You need to look at it. He's on the team.
Is he on the coaching staff? No,
he's on the team.
Staff.
Nah.
He's on the team. Okay.
I send it to you.
I see Cody Zeller. I see Nick Richards.
The only reason why I'm telling you that
who else?
He's out for
Vernon
the Cody Zeller.
Jr.?
Cody Zeller is out. So they brought Al Jefferson back.
Nope.
Because they didn't have another big man. They brought him back. He might not be, but he's on there because they told him happy birthday on the
Can we let it go?
Let it go. They terrible. Hey, you brag about him not being, but they're terrible. Look at the roster.
Al Jefferson is not on the Hornets. What are you talking about, man?
They did wish him happy birthday the other day.
He is on the roster.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great, but he's not on the roster.
That's just
he wasn't on the team.
They might wish Gerald Wallace a happy birthday. That don't mean he on the roster.
Exactly. They wish Bugsy Bogues a happy birthday.
Hey, y'all got it. That's y'all trash team. They trash. Trash.
Charlotte Hornet fan. You was a Charlotte Hornet fan 3 weeks ago.
I ain't no Hornets fan.
I'm a Lakers.
Who you a fan of?
Nobody. I like football.
Nobody. How convenient. Nobody. Okay.
No, I used to be a diehard Hornets fan, but I would not be a Hornets fan as long as Mike Jordan is the owner of that team. That team is terrible. He puts them terrible rosters together, and then he compare them to him. You got them Martin boys. Them Martin boys are terrible. They're terrible. You got them big. You brought Bismack beyond, but you brought Bismack. Yeah, the twins. They're terrible. You got Terry Rozier running up and down. Y'all say he scored. That don't mean nothing. James Harden scored.
Here's what I say, man. We got to free Malik Monk. Why is Malik Monk not playing? I mean, the Martin twins are playing over Malik?
Because he likes to gas it up. Because he liked to gas it up, and they want him to stop gassing it up all the time.
Oh, 85% of the NBA gasses it up. So
I'm just telling you. Hey, you got that terrible coach.
Too, but y'all always talking about LeBron and his flopping.
I don't talk about it. I just say he's flopping.
That was for Matt. I'm just
saying the Hornets. I'm just saying the Hornets are terrible. That's the word on the street. You want to know the word on the street? Hornets are terrible. Michael Jordan terrible. They laughing about Al Jefferson. Shoot, I don't care if Muhammad Ali was on that team, came down there. They terrible. They terrible. They don't know all they do is run them same play. They run to the Terry Rozier, bring the ball, hand it to Dante Graham. He run to the corner. Then Bismack set that little weak pick. Dante Graham come down. He kick out the corner, brick to Terry. That's all it is. That's all terrible. It's terrible. Terrible.
Is this your segment tonight? This is
my segment. They're terrible. Michael Jordan, you're terrible.
We've already talked about it. You ain't got nothing else.
Hey, all right, man. So we're on the street. All jokes aside, the Charlotte Hornets and the Carolina Panthers are terrible organizations. They should defund them. Defund the Carolina Panthers and the Charlotte Hornets. Protect your peace. Like Matt said earlier, hey, y'all need to get out these communities and do something with these kids, and stop blaming. You know what? I'm gonna say this. This don't hurt. Stop blaming these teachers because your kid is underperforming in this online setting. Maybe it's time for you to step up and be a parent. I don't know you. This ain't no shot at nobody, but I'm hearing these horror stories about these y'all blaming. Hey, no, you better step up and be a parent, man. You gotta get on these kids. You can't. There ain't no reason any kids to be flunking. And y'all talk about these mental illness and stuff. I would love to take y'all to like a place that treats these mental illness, like people who actually deal with real life depression and real. I'm not saying a lot of kids don't deal with it. Not saying that. I would like to see you with somebody who had prescription medication, who don't dealt with it, who's been suicidal and stuff. Y'all need to stop throwing. I'll keep on telling y'all need to stop throwing these words around. Some of y'all just don't want your kid at home while you working from home, so you have your little mimosa. You know, Coach Bill's like mimosas and stuff like that because they're good, they're delicious. But hey, it's a pandemic. Wear your mask. Mask up. Stop gassing up, Malik.
NFL picks, man.
That was great. That was the greatest wordplay ever. Mask up, start gassing up.
All right.
Hater.
All right. So my NFL picks this week, I have the Bills, the Seahawks, the Bucks, the Titans, the Saints, and in an upset, the Browns.
All right. We'll see. Loser of the week will be back next week.
I'm just glad because I'm just glad my team is in playoff because y'all bum team is at home. Bills, Rams. I really don't know about that Bucks and football team. Could be some shade coming. I love it. If I don't go with I don't know because Mike Evans don't play. And then you know what? I'm going with Kirk, my boy. My fault, not Kirk. God, dog. I think Kirk Cousins did. I'm going with the football team. Titans are going to beat the Ravens. The Saints are going to destroy the Bears. And I would pick the Browns, but they do not have a head coach. He's out. So I'm going with the Steelers. It's just tough.
All right, so the NFL is calling this Super Wild Card Weekend, which is horrible. Because I mean, we can't take Wild Card Weekend and just put Super on it.
Yes, you can.
Sound great. It sounds cheap. It sounds lazy.
Can we make this Super Show Football Insider?
Hell no. Oh man, you gotta laugh after the day, guys. You gotta laugh. My goodness. Right. Okay.
I'll keep you on your toes.
Let's see. I'm gonna see. Let me do this when the scroll comes back. All right. Let's do Bills over the Colts. I'm going to take Seahawks over the Rams.
Hater.
I'll take the Bucks over the football team. I'm gonna take the Titans over the Ravens, Saints over the Bears, and Steelers over the Browns. So that's what I got. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been a tough day. Have some time with your families. And we'll see you next week. We'll have a new theme song next week.
Sung by Coach Billups.
New topics. All kind of fun stuff planned for season 2. This was the debut of season 2, not in the best times, but said some things needed to be said tonight. Good night, everybody.